The give to the single back. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Both of these teams right on the fringe of the top 25. This is a type of game that can help you earn some respect.
Absolutely. I mean, both these teams sitting right outside the top 25 have a great opportunity to get a good quality win and start to build momentum early in this season and see what kind of squad you're going to have, Palmer.
Both of these teams just want respect. They've worked so hard all offseason, all season up to this point to try to get that number beside their name. And this is the game. If you win it, you're going to get it.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Yellow Jackets line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Trying to take it back. Running free, going to the end zone, but way back behind him, there's a flag on the field. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here's the handoff. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Well, they're going RPO. Nice job handing it off, and really good vision there, just getting what he can get, right? Puts his foot in the ground, gets forward, helps this offense find positive yards.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Keep it on the ground. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. The Yellow Jackets come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it 1st down at the 42.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Quickly out to the tight end. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything, get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
And the Tigers with 8 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Here we go. Back to pass. Got a man. It's Ship. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. He did not make it. A stone wall on 3rd down. On 4th down, looking to pass. He wants to go deep. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
And a Aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Fires to the tight end. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Wants to go up top on first down. Got his man quickly.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
And the Yellow Jackets can really attack on this second and short. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. From the gun, the ground game. And the big defensive front wins the battle. No gain on that play. Clemson jumps to the line. Wants to fire on second down. Dances away. Trying to get rid of it. Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Going to have to come up with a play on 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. From the gun, wants to pass. With the catch, it's Horn. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. Got his man downfield. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Right, second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
This Clemson offense moving quickly down the field. Wants to throw on first down. Shoots it to the left. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in his hands.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. A rare misread and mistake from this quarterback. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
The sure hands, it's Ingram. Turning it on. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding I get the ball to my slot guy, he can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man, just he catches the football and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
Looking downfield on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Got his man to the left. Ball down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Red pass, it's complete. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Wants to go up top. Pocket breaking down. He's got it. Oh, and he thought he had a chance to house him, but the defense tackles him at the 3. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. Counting on winning the one-on-one battle. They got the completion, but the yardage didn't work out.
Yeah, and a lot of times, man, that's what I do on short yardage situation. 3rd and short, make my guy fall forward for a couple yards, try to get the 1st down, but it was a good tackle, and the receiver got absolutely nowhere after the catch.
He wants to change this route. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Line of scrimmage is the 2, and they can pick up the 1st down here, but going for the touchdown here on 4th and short. Wants to pass. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. On the move. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Looking to fire. He's got an open man. And he's ruled down right there, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks. The Tigers want to move quickly. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Ship. Makes the grab and not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play. The Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass. Fires left. Tosses it incomplete.
And when you're a quarterback, man, I know wide receivers are great athletes and they're supposed to catch everything that gets near them, but when you don't put it right on the center, when they're running a lot of times, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think he did that a little bit too much for his wide receiver right there.
And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the 1st down at the 30.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
The Tigers kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Looking to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quickly to the tight end. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline.
Paging George P. Burdell. Paging George P. Burdell.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Caught in the backfield, it's Horn. Oh, he's got some space. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Stop me when you've heard this before. 1st down, 1st down, 1st down. Just continuing to put 1st downs together. So far, this defense just can't find any answers.
And the Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Complete in the middle. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. Clemson is quick to the line. To the air on 1st down. He's got it on the run. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Calls his own number. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring. Got his man out of the backfield. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays.
Timeout, Clemson.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. The snap sets up the throw. Buying some time. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And he can't find his man as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
They love nothing better than to add a 3-ball here before the break. A short kick to that angle from the right can be a little tricky. And that is no good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with that.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Here's a heat. He'll pull it down. Out across the 30. Steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Works his way out to the 36-yard line before being pushed out of bounds.
I love the idea, and I love just finding ways to get your best players out in the open field. This pre-snap motion and using it to their advantage on that last play, I think that was a nice call.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another first down. Lost a throw on first down. Quick strike complete.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys, but that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Looking downfield on first down. Gets rid of it. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
This this offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
They're dealing with a second and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Hits him in stride at the 10. Touchdown, Clemson. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
Georgia Tech, 0.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Yes, that's one way to ensure there's no return as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open, because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Looking to throw on first down. Bring in the heat. They get to him as he throws. A strike downfield. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Well, the quarterback did a really good job there, hanging in and delivering the pass, knowing that he was going to get hit. That really paid off for the offense.
They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. The Yellow Jackets come to the line in the hurry-up.
That is an awesome play up front right there, crashing that play in the backfield. And it's funny, you know, you think back to Clemson. Remember when Trevor Lawrence won a national title his true freshman year? It wasn't necessarily about Trevor Lawrence. They won that title because of their defensive dominance, especially on the D-line. That may have been the best D-line we've ever seen in college football. And I tell you, sometimes this dude looks like he could start on that D-line. He's that talented.
Going to swing it on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And incomplete on the deep ball. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on fourth down, trailing by double figures. He might want another play. They'll move the wide receiver. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. A shot toward the end zone, and it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on fourth.
Man, that is just a great job on defense there on fourth down, making a play on the ball in the air. Everybody had their eyes on the quarterback, but having great timing, swatting the ball away and doing it cleanly. No PI, and as a result, that defense has earned a rest. They're coming off the field.
First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line. Now they'll run it to the right here. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense, locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Gives it on the option. Finds enough room to get 3 out to the 34. The Tigers want to crank the tempo. On third down, he drops the throw. Rushes on him.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Downfield and incomplete. The defense holds.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass. They forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Might be calling a hot route. He's looking to throw. Under fire. Gonna take a shot. And he throws another interception. His 3rd of the night. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And talk about being an impact player for his defense. That's now his 2nd interception in this game. Time and time again, when they've thrown his direction, he's come up with a big play, and in a tight game like this, those 2 interceptions, that is massive for this defense.
This drive will open from the 15. Wide receiver comes in motion. Touch pass on the run. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
13. That's a first down for the offense.
They'll have to hurry if they want to get another play off before the quarter ends. Wants to go up top on first down. He unleashes a long one. Makes the grab right down the middle. They just barely saved themselves from giving up a score on the final play of the 3rd period, and will carry that one into the 4th. We've reached a break. Clemson has the lead, and they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. As we start the 4th quarter, it'll take a pretty sizable comeback to win this one. So first down will open up the final period. Quarterback keeper. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The play action fake. Buys a little time with his feet. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
And this offense has done such a good job protecting their dude at quarterback, but the defense finally gets home. Listen, that's their 3rd sack in 2 weeks. They got to do a better job applying pressure on the quarterback.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Trying to burn this defensive back. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Makes the grab. It's Horn. There he goes. Picks up enough to give them 1st and 10 from the 13.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the 4th quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
And the Tigers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. Got room on the return. The 40, the 30. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his 1st interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
The Rambling Wreck offense rolls back onto the field. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the 1st play.
No, it certainly.
Got enough space, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, that pivotal top 15 battle is in the books. Here's how things went down. Georgia looked less like a pack of dogs and more like a group of road warriors in a solid victory. This team almost always plays tough between the hedges, and today they found a way outside of Sanford Stadium. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They got it on offense. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone. Breaks into the open. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
I'll be honest, man. If I had the weapons these guys had offensively, I'd be staying aggressive too. It's what got them to this point. It's why they have the lead here in the 4th quarter. Take some shots when those opportunities present themselves.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Flips it out to the back. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Look, I know this guy is not the biggest running back in college football, but boy, is he dangerous, right? He's so shifty. He's hard to bring down. It's a good idea to get him going in the passing game. Put him out in space. Let's see what he can do.
So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
And if you didn't know this was a big play, the crowd is telling you. A huge 3rd down. Fires to the right. Tight coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down.
I want to give a shout-out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
Clemson will send the punt team out. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. From the gun, give on the inside. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Makes a grab over the middle. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. The defense coming out to protect the lead, but this offense still has plenty of time, likely their final drive. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Hauls it in. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Making side adjustments here. Second down, they'll go to the air. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. Now they're starting to feel it. They got a 1st down at the 44.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
In search of that tying touchdown. They've moved the chains a couple of times. It's 1st and 10 again. to throw again. Makes the catch. It's Hodges. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
Well, this certainly hasn't been a career day for the quarterback, right? He's thrown a couple of picks, hasn't thrown for a ton of yards, but his team is in position to win this game, and they need him to make plays now, a 2-minute situation, to pull this one out. He's got the talent to do it. Let's find out what he does.
Going to take a shot on 2nd and short. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
Paging George D. Burnell.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. Wide receiver going in motion. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Motion from the wideout. Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Makes the catch. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
Offense facing 4th down.
Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And that decision will be questioned for a while. This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Turning it on! Jumped on top of the pile. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Tigers come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They want to run this quarterback. And boy, is he close to that 1st down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Just 1 for 3 on 4th down today, but they'll try to move those chains with this play. It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well? For another 365 days, you can talk about how you went out, you dominated, and you beat your rival. A lot of these guys are going to go into the NFL. They'll be in locker rooms next year. They'll be talking about this for a long time.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.